friends, welcome back to Rod's World TV. If you have not done so, I need you to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel because it's always going down. Today is my first episode of Rod Talks. I said a Rod Talks. I said, why can I not be a host? I know I have the personality and opinion to back it up. So I decided to start my own podcast. Today we're going to be talking about life, and today I have one of my best friends in real life, Jason, here, and he's going to be coming on the mic in a few minutes. So what I'm about to tell you, make sure that you stay tuned, get your popcorn ready because it's about to be a show. Breakfast Club, I'm calling you out because Sherrod is ready to serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Without further ado, I am going to transition. I am going to bring on Jason. He's one of my best friends, like I said. He's been going through a lot, and he is a fellow Yes Man. If you have not watched the Yes Man video that I have on my YouTube channel, you need to go and check it out today. So Jason, I want you to introduce yourself, let the people know why you are here. As you know, this is the first podcast. I wanted to have somebody that I actually have a real relationship with to come on, and we're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about the pandemic. We're going to talk about gaining weight, how to lose weight, how to find clothes. There's so much in store, and even I want you to talk about you coming out of your shell, because I'm not going to lie, when I first met you, you were very reserved and quiet, and now you can't shut up. So you have definitely changed and evolved over time. Jason, are you live? Are you here?
Hey, big friends, this is Jason. I am Sherrod's best friend.
Okay, so, let you know.
Sorry for anybody else who thinks they are his best friend, but it's actually me. I want to start off by saying, Sherrod, you didn't have to expose me like that for being a yes man. Yeah.
But me and you are in the same boat. Honestly, everybody always says Sherrod and Jason, if you need anything done, you can call them. And I have to ask Jason, why is it so hard to say no to people? If someone needs a ride, or if somebody needs to borrow some money, or if somebody just needs you to come and change a light bulb, why do you always say yes? That is the question.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Maybe seeing their face when you tell them no. Maybe knowing that you can actually do it and not helping someone. I know I like to help people. I don't like to see people struggling and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I guess.
So, the question is, have you always been a yes man?
Probably. But I'm breaking out of that shell. I'm starting to say no.
People, we need to learn how to say no, and I can speak from experience. Sometimes you want to say no and you don't know how to say no because, like Jason said, you don't want to disappoint people. And sometimes I try not to consider the fact, if it was me asking that person for that assistance, would they do the same thing for me? And I know that's not the right mindset to have. But sometimes you have that feeling when you're in your bed, you're like, hold on, I went out of my way to help that person. What they have done that for me is the question. But I realize in life, you can't worry about what anybody else is going to do for you. You got to make sure whatever you do for somebody, you do it from your heart and you are happy with the decision you make. I have been learning how to say no. Is not easy all the time, but it's something that we each need to learn. Say it with me, people. N-O. 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 Jason, you need to say it louder. N-O for the people in the back.
N-O.
Yes, we got to make sure that we say that no. So, Jason, we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to talk about even exercising during the pandemic. As you know, me and Jason are really good friends. We are best friends because one thing we have in common is food. We know how to put it down. We know how to eat. And when I tell you, when we say we eat, we have barbecue, we have chicken, we got ribs, we got shrimp. We know how to hit up a Korean grill and have everything sizzling. So, Jason, when did you start to develop your relationship with food? Because you are a foodie as well.
This dates back early as childhood. Just tasting the different amount of foods out there. As your taste buds develop, you know what you like, what you dislike, and you just start eating your favorite foods all the time.
Okay, so I understand
once you start making money, you're on your own. You just go out.
Okay, friend, come through. So that means the checkbook is looking right. Jason got the coin to go out and buy the food, and I know that he takes his girlfriend wherever they gotta go. I know they're always there drinking that. Is it tofu? No, not the tofu. What did it name again?
One thing.
The beads that blow up in your mouth.
Oh, bubble tea.
Bubble tea. Jason is a bubble tea king. Anytime you call Jason, he either got a ginger ale or a bubble tea in hand.
I'm dead.
So, like I want to say, Jason, in regard to clothes, because this is something that we really relate on. Like buying clothes, how difficult is it for you to find clothes? People, you got to realize when you are bigger than an extra large for a man, it is hard for you to find clothes. When we start seeing sizes like 2X, 3X, 4X, 5X, there is a problem because in Canada, it seems like there's not enough material for us. So, Jason, what do you do in order to make sure that you have your fit on point? How do you go about finding clothes? Because Fashion Nova, you come through, but H&M and Zara, you ain't here for the big people. So you need to come up with a men plus size line. And I'm calling you out on Rod Talks today. Y'all got to think about the people who ain't eating just rice and salad. We need people who eating the steak and the lobster. Some people who just need that extra material at a reasonably price. Because when you get to this size, everything is big and tall ain't looking fly. So we got an issue and a problem. Go ahead, Jason.
Sure, bro. When it comes to finding clothes for like extra large 2X, if you live in Canada, there is no hope for you.
Jesus.
I'm sorry to say that. There is no hope for you.
Sorry to this man.
I don't know. It's like I usually shop at Fashion Nova now. American Eagle, I used to shop at a lot. They usually carry big sizes, but other than that, I don't know what to say. You got to start losing weight.
Exactly. So my question to you would be, how has your weight loss journey been going? Because I know that we have this in common. During the pandemic, we started to lose weight. We had the Nike Run app, and we were all going walking, trying to lose weight. And then at one point, we just started eating up everything in sight. And I know that you're in the process now of starting your own home gym to get back in shape. So how have you found that transition and balance with the eating and the working out?
It's a work in process, I would say. I am starting my home gym. It's almost finished. I'm about 60% there. Once it's finished, I just gotta find a nice balance between my meals and just be consistent with it. You gotta have the mindset to persevere, endure. When you want to eat out and stuff like that, you just gotta remember like what your journey is, why you're losing weight, and stuff like that. Keep motivated in the gym. And yeah, that's about it. It's just a journey, a work in process.
So Jason, I'm going to switch gears and ask you, how do you deal with stress? Because I know that you're a good big brother and you're almost like the man of the house. So when everything in life gets to you, when things aren't going good for you, what do you do? How do you release that stress?
To be honest, I try not to get worked up because I know I've seen people go through stress and all of that. And I know for a fact that ain't me. I'm not trying to do all of that, trying to stress myself out, be worrying. I know mental health is a big thing nowadays, so I just try and keep calm, collected, do stuff that I like, whether it's playing video games, listening to music, going for walks, driving out and stuff like that. I just try and keep my mind else place, not worry about situations that are going on and stuff like that. Just try and keep a healthy mindset and stuff like that. I know growing up I used to be very negative. I like to be surprised by the good. If something happens, if something bad happens, I like to be the one to say I seen that happening. Right? So as a child growing up, that was me. I always seen the bad in everything. I seen the bad in everyone, and I just like to be surprised by the good. And to be honest, I don't know if that's a good way of going about it, but it kind of helped me a lot because once I seen it, once I'm expecting it, when it happens,
then you get disappointed if it doesn't pan out the way that you would want it to pan out.
Exactly. Whereas when it happens, I'm like, whatever, I seen it coming, and stuff like that.
Right.
So I don't know, that was just me.
Honestly, like I have seen the growth in you because you always used to say stuff like very negative, but I've seen that you have changed your perspective and you can allow joy and different things to come to you. People, we got to realize that we got to stop being negative and stop looking at the situation from the glass half empty perspective. We have to realize that there is always a brighter side and things happen for a reason. Sometimes it's unfortunate and we don't understand why it happens, but there is a bigger picture out there. And I want you to know that whatever situation you're currently going through, do not allow that to consume you, and do not allow that to become the measuring stick all the way that you navigate through society. It's very sad when something bad happens, but we have to be more positive or always try to see the good in the situation. And Jason, I really like the fact that you talked about making sure that you continue to do things that bring joy to you, because you're never too old to play a video game. You're never too old to go walking. You got to keep your mind clear because, like you said, you touched on mental health. We got to make sure that we do things that edify ourselves, and we always got to stop thinking about the hard things in life, because if we allow everything to bog us down, we're not going to make it far. If we're thinking about bills all the time, if we're thinking about, okay, I'm getting old, this isn't happening for me, and if you see everybody else and you think their life is perfect, you are going to hurt yourself. And the problem is sometimes you see somebody, but you only see a facade of a person. You don't know what that person is actually going through internally. So it's always good that you keep yourself open and you allow people to see what you're going through, and do not be afraid to ask for help. I know it's the hardest step, but you have to ask for help, especially if you don't know how to deal with something. If you're having problems with your weight, for example, it's good to consult a nutritionist. It's good to get a trainer to help you get back on track. And I'm going to be honest with you, even for me, it's been a roller coaster ride. I told people at the beginning of the year I was over 300 pounds. I currently lost 60 pounds, and it has not been an easy ride because I love food and I love different things. But I knew that my health was so important to me because I was ready to start a next chapter in my life. And we are going to see what the future has in store. So, Jason, next question for you. How is it dating during the pandemic? Because the pandemic is not open. As much as people think it's over, the pandemic is still going on.
Dating during the pandemic, I don't know, you start doing the same things over and over again. A lot of places are closed, so you can't really go out and do much. So it's a lot of like days in, you're just chilling, watching TV, watching movies, going out, getting food, eating in your car. That's pretty much about it. Going for walks whenever you can. But dating during the pandemic, to be honest, you have to be very creative.
You have to be very creative. And I'm going to give it to Jason.
Creative.
He's in a relationship, so it's easier for him because they know everything. But if you're currently single and you're trying to find different ways to meet up with people, it's hard. Sometimes you're going to have to make a picnic. You're going to have to go out, go to Tim Hortons, and just do small little things to get to know people. So the next thing we're going to talk about is securing the bag. So finances, Jason, how do you save? How do you make sure that you have your money game up so you're able to have that lifestyle that you want? How do you work about saving your money? Do you save is the question?
I save as much as I can. It's kind of hard, I won't lie, because you see a lot of things that you like out here and you want to buy.
And Jason got every Jordan. Jason has a collection of Jordans. People, I should just carry you there for you to see it. I think he has over 200 pairs of Jordans sitting up, and they're all clean. Some of them have never been worn before. You heard it live here.
Definitely, some of them haven't been worn. You gotta keep your stuff pristine. You pay so much money for these stuff, you gotta keep them clean.
That's true.
Of course.
After Jason have to teach me how to clean my shoes. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm very sorry. I'm a work in progress as well. So, Jason, how about saving?
For me, well, what I started to do is whenever I get paid, I put all of it, like right when my paycheck comes, I just put all of it into a savings account. So my checking account is empty. And what I started to do is every day or maybe every other day, I would transfer $50 or so from my saving.
So you kind of give yourself a daily limit then. So you have a $50 daily limit for that day.
Exactly. And what I try and do is not even go over that, right?
But hold on, but the only thing is that sometimes if you forget to move that money, you are gonna see.
Exactly. Sometimes
you're gonna see a decline show up. You're gonna say, hold on, where's the money at? And the worst would be to get a decline in front of somebody else.
The worst thing to do is get a decline in front of Sherrod. If your card declines in front of Sherrod, you see those eyebrows lift and you're just like, oh God.
I feel like, hold on, you sure you good? Hold on. I'll never forget the one time I declined. I said, Jesus, I forget to move the money over. And I think it was even buying a rice. I said, my God, not even $2 was in the account at that time. But like Jason said, I am not the one to decline with because I am going to teach you and read you for filth.
Sherrod is full of shade. You'll never hear the end of it.
And he is not lying. In regard to my finances, honestly, I try to put some money aside each paycheck, but I have expenses that kind of add up. So sometimes that was in savings and it came right back into the check-in and then it moved back over to savings. And then sometimes I have to be like, hold on, what am I going to do right now? I need a lifeline. But you got to make sure that you don't live above your means. I understand that sometimes you might get tied up with other things, but we have to make wise decisions to make sure that we are financially stable and we're able to provide for ourselves because we know how much money we make on a bi-weekly basis and we got to make sure that we stay in the confine of our budget. Like I say, sometimes you want to try keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with the Kardashians, keeping up with the keeping up. And if you are not able to keep up, you will not be able to have that type of lifestyle, and then you will be living your life in the red. So I want to encourage you, if you are currently in the red, to proactively make wise decisions for you to end up getting in the green one day. And if you know you got a certain amount of debt, you got to make wise decisions, conscious decisions to make sure that you bring down the deficit on a monthly and a weekly and a daily basis. Because when we go, we don't want to leave that debt for somebody else to clean up. Can I get an amen? Can I get an applause? Can I get a something? Because we got to make sure we get that debt and we get those finances in order. I'm ready for a vacation right now, and I'm like, what should I use the money, or do I need to save the money to pay off other things? And at the moment, we're going to save up that money. We're going to be on this podcast talking, and we are going to secure some bags. So come on, YouTube. Come on, subscribers. I need you to like, comment, share. This was the first episode of Rod Talks, and I can't wait for you to see us again soon.
For sure. And thank you, Sherrod, for having me here.
And I want to thank Jason for coming, for being transparent and honest. When I tell you Jason has shade, he is just as shady as I. I don't know where Jason found the shade, but he don't be playing around. He knows how to ask the hard questions. He says, Sherrod, hold on. Life is short. Like, why am I afraid to ask a question? What do I got to lose? And that's what I'm going to try and say on this podcast too. What do I got to lose? Why am I afraid to talk? If you want to come for me in the comments, please make sure you watch the entire video, then come. All right? Thank you so much for tuning into Rod's Talk.